Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Take 5. We have a fun show for you today. Did you know there are 75 stairs in the Port Isabel Lighthouse and we climbed them? Plus, it's a scenic view that will fill your Instagram feed. But first, the water that we're standing on is 10 times saltier than the ocean. Now, Native Americans and early settlers used the salt that you see right here as a very important and vital source. Now, it's important to all the animals that call this place home. I'm Carla Salinas and welcome to Sal Del Rey. Located about 20 miles north of Edinburgh and standing on about 600 acres, this natural salt lake accumulates above a massive deposit of pure salt. This natural wonder is the place to come to see what it's really like to walk on water.
It has been there since the beginning of time, I think. It has been used by the indigenous peoples.
Several tribes in Texas, such as the Guahuitecos, the Kickapoo tribe, and the Carancua tribes, once came together in South Texas for one thing.
Salt was collected and it was an economic source for many, many years.
Following the indigenous people came the Spanish explorers who used the salt to trade with Mexico and Spain.
So that was a good moneymaker. Fast forward to the Civil War. When the Civil War could not export its cotton through their ports of the South, they started transporting cotton across Texas. And so going through Texas, they came by this salt lake. Salt was very valuable to the Confederacy. It was very expensive. On their way back either way, back and forth through the salt lakes, they picked up salt and either shipped it out to Europe or took it back to the Confederacy. And it was just a bounty of wealth, really, for the Confederacy.
The now quiet Sal Del Rey is a great place to come and spend the day and imagine all of the historic activities that centered around it. And a little pro tip for you, bring some shoes you don't mind getting wet.
It doesn't have any source of water feeding the lake. It is whatever accumulates after rain. And so there'll be sometimes when there's a lot of water over the surface, and then other times it'll be totally dry. So when it's dry, you'll see the white, crunchy surface, which is just pure salt.
The journey to get to Sal Del Rey is a long one, but it's most definitely worth it to see this frozen in time piece of the valley. It's about a mile walk to get to Sal Del Rey, and you're gonna want to stay hydrated.
The thing to admire is that the environment of the area, brush, cactus, mesquite, wildlife, deer, I think was the valley before 1904, before the valley transitioned from ranch land to agriculture. I think that's what the environment looked like.
Sal Del Rey is open to the public year-round and it's free, so everyone can enjoy this little slice of history.
But I think you have to appreciate the history of it to appreciate El Sal Del Rey. Who was there before? What did they do when they were there? That's history in our backyard.
Now to a more iconic place. You know you're in Port Isabel when you see the Lighthouse. But have you ever been inside?
Welcome to the Port Isabel Lighthouse State Historic Site.
Standing at 72 feet tall, the historic Port Isabel Lighthouse has long been a familiar sight, welcoming tourists and even locals to and from South Padre Island. The strongly built walls have stood against the elements for over 100 years. Now, the area you see here is rich in history.
Excited to talk about the history. Construction was started in 1852 and completed in 1853, and we're just going to be ready to celebrate the 170th anniversary of when it was first lit. In 1905, the lighthouse was decommissioned. It was no longer a navigational beacon, and the Texas Historical Commission arranged to have a lens manufactured to put back in the top of the lighthouse. So currently we have a third order Fresnel lens. It's illuminated at night. It can be seen from quite a ways away. It doesn't rotate because it's just a historical interpretation. It is not a navigational aid, but we feel like it brought the heart and the soul back into this lighthouse.
When you visit the lighthouse, you'll have the unique opportunity to see the beautiful lamp that once was a familiar sight to sailors throughout time.
The lens is exactly as it was, with the exceptions of 2.5 inches shorter. It sat on a cabinet like this. It sat on this gear mechanism and what this is called a chariot wheel.
The 75-stair journey is a small price to pay to take in the incredible view you can only get from the very top of the lighthouse.
So we can step out on the catwalk and take a look in, probably see about 16 miles in all directions. That's the Gulf of Mexico right beyond it, the skyline of Sal Padre Island, the Queen Isabel Causeway, which is the longest bridge in Texas.
As an iconic emblem of Port Isabel, the city holds several events at the lighthouse throughout the year.
We have a lot of events coming up. First, we have our Easter egg hunt on the grounds of the lighthouse. We will cover the lighthouse grounds with about 25,000 eggs and then line all the participants up, and in a matter of seconds they go up and over the hill and all the Easter eggs are gone. So it's free, it's open to the public. At 11 o'clock following that Easter egg hunt, the Easter Bunny will be in the Keeper's Cottage Visitor Center, and the little bitty ones can go through and get a goodie bag and meet the Easter Bunny.
So the next time you're on your way to Sal Padre Island, take a pit stop at the lighthouse before you get to the Queen Isabella Causeway and enjoy the third order Fresnel lens up close. If you're hungry from walking all those stairs at the lighthouse, we've got you covered. Our Take 5 reporter Carmen Elena takes us to South Padre Island for some yummy food. Take a look.
Hey guys, I'm Carmen Elena and I am at the Longboard Bar Grill in South Padre Island, and we're here to learn a little about the restaurant and also to try some delicious food. So come on with me. The Longboard Bar and Grill is a waterfront restaurant and entertainment hotspot for locals and tourists. Visitors can watch the beautiful sunset on their decks that overlook the blue waters, all while enjoying some delicious food, live music, and good company. We spoke to the general manager, Angel Albino, who tells us a little bit more about this iconic restaurant.
They bought it, renovated, and opened up 5 years ago, and we do live music every single day. We have a Dock and Dine as well. We do private events, and we're family friendly year round.
This restaurant has a main deck, a south bar deck, a rooftop sky deck, and a private upstairs bar, making this a perfect destination for your next event.
We have a lot of big tables, so accommodating a large party is not a problem for us, and we only do first come, first serve. We only reserve, we do reservations if it's a big party, more than 50 people. That's when we do kind of like an event thing or something like that.
And let's not forget to mention the food. Here you'll find a little bit of everything.
We have seafood, Mexican food, burgers, American cuisine, a little bit of everything.
I couldn't resist anymore, and I had to try some of their popular platters for myself. So Angel, what type of platters do we have here?
All right, so here we have two of our top sellers. It's our fried shrimp basket with fresh Gulf shrimp, and also we have our beef fajita platter.
Awesome, it looks so good. I know you were mentioning that these shrimp are local from here, right? From the
Gulf, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited to try. Which one do you want to try first, or which one do you recommend that we try
You
first?
can never go wrong with the fried shrimp basket.
I know, I'm like, I want to try this one. Do you want to try it with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, these are big shrimp, by the way. Okay, so let's go in there.
Yeah.
I haven't had shrimp in such a long time,
yeah?
so this is going to be my first time in years.
All
So
right.
ready?
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. Crunchy.
That is so crunchy,
Yeah.
I was going to say. Okay, so I want to try that also. What do we have right here?
So here we have our grilled beef fajita platter. Has Spanish rice, chips, a grilled jalapeno, our fajitas with the onions and bell peppers, and a side of corn tortillas.
Try the fajita, but I'm going to put some salsa on it, okay?
Definitely try it.
Okay. Oh, it's nice and creamy also. Because I know here we love our salsas.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try with this again. Okay, here we go. You can try it with me.
Try it, yeah.
We'll try it together. Okay.
All right. I'll get some salsa in there too.
Okay, is it spicy?
A little bit, not too much.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
It's a little bit spicy, but it's also creamy. That is so good.
Yeah, the green salsa, we make it in-house. Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for letting us enjoy this with you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. So Guys, if you want to try Longboard Bar and Grill, come and visit right here. You can find them on Facebook, right?
Facebook, Longboard SPI, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to host your event here, you can. So come on by. For Take 5, I'm Carmen Elena.
Coming up, she's empowering the RGV by making sure kids with disabilities are included. Why she says inclusion matters, next. Plus, a special event you're not going to want to miss. All of the details on the RGV Special Olympics coming up next. This organization's goal is to enrich the lives of families living with disabilities. Joining us today is Melanie Watson with Capable Kids to tell us how they're empowering the RGV by inclusion towards kids and young adults with special needs. Thank you so much for joining us, Melanie.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the work that Capable Kids does.
So Capable Kids, basically our goal is to improve life for people with disabilities in the Rio Grande Valley. We started kind of after we realized that there was not really a lot of opportunities for kids with disabilities in the valley to be active outside of their home, outside of their school, and therapy. So, we started with wanting just to create some fun events to allow the families to come out, keep the kids from being bored. One of our family's biggest complaints is that their kids are always bored because a lot of the activities that are in the community are not accessible for their needs. So we started off with doing these events, and from there we've grown because we've realized sometimes it's not the physical limitations or the accessibility limitations, but more the people's perceptions of individuals with disabilities, their stigma with people with disabilities on what they're able to and not able to do. So our goals have become to break those stigmas and kind of, put these kids out there and be like, look at everything they can do, invite them into your community, invite them into your activities and organizations, and don't be afraid.
So how can people in the community get involved and volunteer along with Capable Kids?
Sure, so we have a volunteer application process, which involves filling out an application, kind of talking about what your strengths are, because we can use volunteers in a lot of different ways. At our events, making calls to parents, we do an intake assessment for all of our members. So we have a lot of different things. We like to know what our volunteers' skills are and what their interests are.
What about for our viewers watching this that, may know someone that can benefit from Capable Kids? Where can they go?
Sure, so we have a lot of different ways you can contact us. We have our website, which is KRGV.org. You just basically add a C onto the KRGV website, but it's .org. And we also have a Facebook and an Instagram. You can reach out to us there.
I know you mentioned that you're going to be getting ready to expand pretty soon. Tell us about this.
Starting in the next few months, we're going to be offering programs as well in Starr and Willacy County as well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Melanie.
Absolutely.
Now, for more information, make sure you head over to ckrgv.org. Thanks again, Melanie.
You're welcome.
An event that gives children and adults with disabilities an amazing opportunity is the South Texas Special Olympics, and here to tell us all about it is Lauro Garza. Thank you so much for joining us, Lauro.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Special Olympics here in the Valley.
Well, Special Olympics has been around in the Valley for about 40 years. We do sports competitions for people with intellectual disabilities throughout the whole year. So we have track and field, basketball, bowling, tennis, volleyball, golf. And so what we do is provide these competitions. We provide the training programs for their coaches and their teachers to be able to teach it to them. And pretty much every school district in the Valley participates with us. So we have about 8,000 participants throughout the year.
Wow,
Yeah,
oh my
quite a
gosh.
bit.
And we were talking a little bit before, and you told me one of the very frequent questions that you get is, when is the Special Olympics?
Right, so usually what they mean by that is the track and field meet that's going to be in April this year. We are not set on the date yet, but usually it's the last weekend of April, the second to last weekend of April, and we call it our spring games. And it's basically your traditional track and field meet with all the track events, field events, and it's just a big event for our athletes that culminates at the end of the school year. And we have a big opening ceremonies, and it's just a lot of fun, and everybody really enjoys it and brings everybody together at the end of the year. Basketball is during basketball season. We just had it in February. Then we'll have soccer's coming up in March here at HEB Park. And then, of course, a big popular event that we have is bowling in November. And so we have about 1,600 kids that participate in that as well. So throughout the year, we have all these events. Some are bigger than others, but throughout the year, we offer competitions.
And Lauro, why do you think the Special Olympics is so important? Have you seen this really make an impact in those participants' lives?
Oh, absolutely. It makes a huge difference in their lives. Just the ability that they are part of being able to participate there. They can compete. They can, just be competitive and win gold medals, win, silver medals and bronze medals. Having, hanging out with their friends, making new friends. That's a big part of it as well. And just the idea of them being included and being able to participate in events that all the other kids in their school district, they just want to be included in everything else that all the other kids do. And so it makes a huge impact in their lives. So it allows people to see their abilities and not their disabilities.
So how can people volunteer and get involved?
Very simple. They can go to our website at www.sotx.org. And they can look for Rio Grande Valley area or Area 1, either one of those, and you can sign up to volunteer. You can email myself at lgarza@sotx.org, and we'll get you volunteering and get you to work.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lauro.
Thank you.
Coming up, our Made in the 956 Extra is next with Channel 5 News anchor Trey Serna when we return. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Made in the 956 Extra. I'm here with Channel 5 News anchor Trey Serna. Trey, tell us about this week's Made in the 956.
Yeah, so this week is actually kind of a repeat. So Lisa Campos, I introduced to you her last year. She runs the blog called Explore Harlingen Blog. And she runs this blog by herself. She basically uses this to update the city. And when I did the story initially, she talked to me how the blog was like a love letter because her parents were so involved in the community, and it was a way to kind of just give back to the city and kind of highlight the city that she loves so much. But I caught up with her recently because a year ago we talked, and I got to see that this past year she got to reach a very special milestone. So she actually became an ambassador for the Harlingen Chamber of Commerce, and she gets to wear her mom's coat that she got to wear way back in the day. Her mom has since passed, but it just kind of became this milestone that she wanted to reach, and it became even more special because it happened on the month of her mom's birthday. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. What a beautiful story.
Just beautiful story all around. And like I said, she describes the blog as being kind of a love letter to her parents and the community. So you can go check it out. It's exploreharlingenblog.com. And it's a great resource if you're from the Valley and even if you're not from the Valley. Just a good place to go find out what's going on in Harlingen.
Oh my gosh. So she's been having this blog for a while now,
It's been a while, yeah. She's actually trying to get, I believe it's almost to 80K followers on Facebook. It's growing a lot. So she has a very healthy audience and she wants to keep on making it grow. And yeah, she's putting it all out there on exploreharlingenblog.com. You can find her on Facebook too.
Thank you so much for joining us, Trey.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next week. When you think about video games, one of the first characters that comes to mind is Mario. Fans of all ages are celebrating Mario Day, which takes place on March 10th each year. Zulily's toy expert Joe Glass is joining us to share some great deals on all things Mario from Zulily. Welcome, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
First, let's start with Zulily. Can you explain how Zulily works?
Yes, of course. At Zulily, fun is part of the deal. Zulily brings mom exclusive daily deals on brand names and trending styles, including a few of my favorites like Lego, Funko, Mattel, and more, all alongside everyday value for all occasions. So moms can bring the fun back to shopping and go fun shopping on Zulily without losing all her coin. And as you can see, here at Zulily, we celebrate the pop culture calendar, and this Mario Day, Zulily is helping nostalgic moms everywhere power up on deals for all things Mario for the entire family, scoring savings of up to 50% off clothing, toys, games, decor, and so much more.
And what exactly is Mario Day?
National Mario Day is celebrated by fans on March 10th because written out the date, MAR10, looks a lot like the name Mario.
Let's start with the clothing. What deals do you have for us?
Zulily has graphic tees and sweatshirts for all ages, starting with the littlest ones that can rock their fandom of Princess Peach in a cool Girls Rule t-shirt, or show off the whole Mushroom Kingdom gang in a BFFs Have More Fun tee. And there's also siblings matching tee that can get in on this. There's a Mario Big Bro t-shirt with a Luigi little bro matching t-shirt. All these graphic tees, by the way, are under $15. And adults will not be forgotten. We can go down memory lane with retro-inspired tees and sweatshirts so we can rock our old school fandom.
You've got deals on Mario accessories too?
Yes, we sure do. You can show off your gaming glory from head to toe, starting with Cappy, this super comfy Cappy hat from Super Mario Odyssey. Then go right down to the tippy toes with super comfy crew socks that have the red Mario logo and the green Luigi logo. And you can mix and match. That'll be a lot of fun. Now you're head to toe in all things Mario.
Do you have anything for the home?
Yes. Tons of stuff for the home. We've got super chip clips that can store your snacks with fun designs of the star, the mushroom, the flower.
And what about toys? Do you have anything for kids or adults?
Yes, I love playing with the toys, and kids will love mashing two beloved passions with Lego Super Mario. Here is the Cat Peach suit and Frozen expansion tower. You can actually put Princess Peach in a cat suit in this expansion set. And like all expansion sets, they require the interactive figure. The latest is Princess Peach. She has a colorful display, and she interacts with the custom course that you built with iconic sounds. And a new favorite of mine are these awesome coin Super Mario racers. We got Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi. Awesome gift for kids that love cars. Put that gold coin in the back and watch them do wheelies and 360s. And I would be remiss if I did not talk about this 12-inch Yoshi figure, interactive with over 20 different sounds and music coming off of Yoshi. All this and more to power up your plate.
And where can our viewers go for more information?
All they have to do is download the Zulily app or go on Zulily.com, and you can shop our pop culture shop, open every day, to find these deals and so much more. And keep checking back often. We've got all your fan gear from all your favorite TV shows and movies right here on Zulily, including The Mandalorian Season 3 right now. We've got your Mando and Mario needs all here on Zulily.
Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday morning. We're back next week with so much more. Have a great rest of the week, guys.